Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to create a character generation wizard so that your players will have a nice experience when they get started joining your sessions. So I've gone ahead and fleshed out the project a little bit more. I've added some items and I've added some skills that we'll be using later on. So let's get started by going into the project settings and then head over to content creation. Now, if you remember from last time, we actually had this character template that we're going to be using in our character wizard. So to get started, we're going to want to go ahead and create a new wizard. We'll enter a name, character creation, and then we can open it up. And now you'll see this blank view. This is because nothing is in the wizard currently. So we want to go ahead and press edit. Creation wizards are step-by-step processes. So in this wizard I'm going to be making, I'm going to want the hero to select a hero class. And then I'm going to add two new choices, a mighty hero, and we'll add a skilled hero. Now, these two classes reflect on which stat the hero is going to be using. In the case of a mighty hero, they will use might. In the case of a skilled hero, they will use skill. I can go ahead and write in some sort of summary with some styling. So I've gone ahead and added some basic fluff to my two options. If I wanted to test to make sure that these appeared correctly, I can go ahead and save, and then now we're back to the creation screen. So a user who's using your creation wizard can select one of these options. And then what they'll do is they'll get a preview of what they've selected. Now we haven't referred to the template yet. That's why this is blank. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to go to Edit, Set Template, and then pick the character template. Now, when we go and preview, we'll actually have the character sheet as something we're previewing. So let's go ahead and add a choice of starting equipment for each one of these choices that we've added. Go ahead and go into this. Go to the add option. We'll add starting equipment. And then we'll go ahead and add a sword as an option, and we'll do the same for a shield and a staff. Now if we save, we'll be able to actually select what our starting equipment is, which is pretty awesome. Now we're going to have to do a little bit more work because we want to make sure that these things get added to the inventory of the hero that we're creating. So we're going to go into Edit, go into the Event option, add a component change on the source, and we're going to add a quantity to the inventory component, sword. So we add a single sword. Then we're going to go ahead and hit Finalize. Okay, now that we've done that, we can go ahead and hit Finalize, and we'll notice we have a sword added to our inventory, which is pretty awesome. So let's back up. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a dice roll for my might characteristic. So if you pick the mighty hero, you're going to have an advantage to rolling your might. So I'll go ahead and go into the event that this choice offers, and I'll go in and add a stat change to the source. I will type in might, and then I will type in 1d6. Actually, we'll do 3d6, keep the highest 2. Confirm. And then we will also add in some defaults for the skill, which will be 1d6. And we will add in a default for the speed stat, because we don't want our characters to have no stats. We want them to have something. All right, so once that's good to go, Go ahead and finalize. Go ahead and hit save. Then when I select this, and you'll notice my stats have now rolled. Now, that's pretty cool, but I'll show you one last thing we can do to make this more interesting. We'll go back, and now we're going to add another step to this wizard in case you want to have a deeper character creation hand-holding process. So we'll go ahead and hit edit, add a new step, and we will add the skill starting skill. Go ahead and select it. Now I'm going to add two new choices. Let's say heroic might, and we'll add heroic pose. So as we mentioned earlier, we have a different starting skill based on what we select here. So in order to record that we've selected an option, we have to add it into the event scripts. So we're going to flag this might choice with a definition that'll tell us that the user has selected a might, the mighty hero choice. So we're just going to make it called might, and we'll set it equal to true. And then what we can do is once we hit finalize, we can go back over to the starting skill and add a condition here. In this case, we will just do might. Now, if that's flagged true, this choice will be available for the person to select, whoever's going through the wizard. So we'll go ahead and just add a reference to heroic will, which we actually need to rename to heroic might real quick, just for the sake of the video. Go back over. And you'll notice it's grayed out right now because the might selection hasn't been selected. If I go ahead and select it, it actually ungrays for me to have as a valid option. So that's pretty cool. The last thing I want to show you is how to set up the default event so you don't ever have empty stats. You just go down to edit, set default event, change the might stat to have a default roll of 1d6, change the skill stat to be the same, and we will change the speed stat to also be the same. Now what this does for us is that when we go to roll this event, when we roll up this character, if I don't specify something, it'll still roll a default dice pool. You'll see I rolled a 4, 1, and a 6. Okay, great. I apologize if this one was a little bit more rushed. I wanted to get something out rather than keep it super polished, but I also worked on the UI a little bit, so you might notice it changes throughout the video. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you get some good use out of this, and I will see you guys in the next one.